Welcome everybody, welcome to this personality development and self-improvement series of videos. Today we are talking about Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. My name is Anil Kumar. Habit. Habit is a behavior that is recurrent and it is cued by a specific context. That is, what we do as a habit is specific to the context. And this happens without awareness, that is unconsciously we do, without any specific effort, automatically we do. And it is not intentional but habitual, automated and unconscious, and this happens because of the frequent repeated acquisition of the practice of a particular action. So habit is defined as a behavior that is recurrent, cued by a specific context, often happens without much awareness or conscious intent, and is occurred through frequent repetition. So this is a habit. How can we become better than what we are now or what we were before? By looking at our habits, by changing or improving them. Normally, everything in life that we do is a decision making. To listen to this video or not, to read a book or not, to have junk food or not. And sometimes it is a lack of decision making, and these lead to real habits. Decision involves sometimes resisting temptation or postponing gratification. Whether I will read now or watch a movie now and read later. Postponing gratification. Habit is a freedom from decision making because habitually it happens. The moment you get up, you brush your teeth, that is a habit. You don't wait for to become 12 noon and you're so hungry and that you can't live without having food anymore, and so you have compelled to brush your teeth. It doesn't happen that way. The moment you get up, wake up, you brush your teeth. So that is one habit. There is no need for any decision making when and how. It happens just like that. Habits make change possible by freeing us by decision making. It will release a lot of resources, and so you are away from your control on what is going to happen. So how do we become better than what we were before? We need to develop a lot of good habits. Maybe we have our New Year resolutions. Maybe we have the feedback from our bosses or spouses. Maybe it could be eat and drink more healthfully, or exercise regularly, or save or spend wisely, or rest and relax and enjoy the life, be nature with nature, or accomplish more, or that is time management, not being lethargic, or maybe simple, clear, clean way of behavior, the Kaizen technique of minimalism or decluttering or good housekeeping, or maybe engage more deeply in a relationship with your team, with your spouse, with your friends, with society. It could be anything that you want to become better at than what you were before. So first of all, you have to ask yourself, what end do I pursue? What is the goal? What is the objective? What is it you want? What do you want to become? Habit is a good servant but a bad master. And what is a routine? Routine is a string of habits. You do a certain things, a certain stream of things, a certain set of things, that becomes a routine. Ritual is habit charged with a transcendent meaning. Ritual is when it becomes something more than what the habit is, what is seen to others. Internally you have some other additional meaning or motive. It becomes a ritual. What we call as religiously ritualistic. It is important to try to shape the habits mindfully. Why? Because it can be a bad master. And at times of stress also, if our habits are not properly trained and groomed and picked, at times of stress we may go into bad habits. Some people smoke and drink. Smoke when they are tense, drink when they are upset. So that goes beyond control. When everything is in moderation, it is tolerable. But habits may unconsciously, without a plan, without a reason, without a necessity, without an intent, take you to wrong direction faster and quicker. How a person responds to an expectation is dependent on the habit. We have two expectations. The outer expectation, meet deadlines or observe the rules, etc. And then inner expectation. We don't want to nap every now and then. We want to keep the promises that we kept. That's an inner expectation. So our tendency colors the way we see the world. Though we have expectation of ourselves from us and from others, others also have. But then our tendency colors the way we see the world, and therefore has enormous consequences. Why? Because when somebody does something based on our tendency, we see it in a colored fashion. What is blue? We look as yellow for our own reasons. So there are upholders who respond readily to both outer expectation and inner expectation. There are questioners who question the expectations and will meet only if they believe it is justified. Only if they think it is right, they will do. Otherwise, they will not do. For example, the salt tax was not justified for Mahatma Gandhi. So, he asked the Indians not to listen to the British government of that day when a tax was imposed for making salt from the seawater. This is a questioner. And then you have obligers. Respond readily to outer expectation but struggle to meet inner expectation. Whatever you have to do, whatever your boss says, you will do. But at home, you may not get up on time. You will not keep away from junk food. You will not be hygienic, or the housekeeping at the home will not be taken care. That is obligers. Whatever your inner expectations are, what you promise to yourself, that you will not do. May not going to gym, not going for a walk. And then you have the rebels. They resist all expectations, outer and inner alike. They don't listen to anybody. And do they know what their goal is, and do they ensure that their actions take them towards their goal? Maybe that also is not. So, knowing our tendency helps us to frame the habits. Measurement, measuring how much you are self-aware. And this knowledge of how much you are self-aware will strengthen your self-control. Are you aware and are you in control? For that, we need to identify what is measured, what is monitored. Because only then that will be in right sense of things. Only then it will have meaning. Mostly we underestimate how much we eat and overestimate how much we exercise. This is one example of not having proper monitoring or self-control, not having awareness of what you are doing, and because of this tendency to assume totally wrong. We think we are eating less, we think we are exercising more, but it's not the case most of the time. So this knowledge will help us strengthen and have control over what we do. Habits grow strongest when they are repeated. Habits grow fastest when it is predictable. Results are there. Scheduling helps us to do things easy. As they say, if you are planning to floss after you brush your teeth, it will happen. But if you say you will floss at every day at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, it may not happen because that is not the time when you spend your time on the restroom near your brush and paste. So scheduling helps us to focus and confront the problems and focus on the solutions. So we have to decide when, we have to decide how often the new habit should occur. At what time, at what place, and what habit. And before and after that, what is expected, what are the existing habits or rituals. So scheduling makes time available for things which we felt is not available till now. And how scheduling helps? It helps in making a determined, dedicated, devoted effort. It brings in consistency. It brings in repetition. It fights procrastination. It helps us to bring importance to things which we felt is important, but we did not act upon. We are more likely to do something if it is convenient. So we have to make things easy. We have to bring in accountability also, because if we are not responsible for our words, then our actions will not be in line with our words. We should be self-monitoring, and we should also be looking at public shame or reward for our actions. So clarity of the values, clarity of the action, both of them matter because these direct how the habits will take you to your goal. So there has to be a connection between the habit and the value it serves. Whether your smoking is towards your intention of having a good health. Whether you are not going to gym is right towards your intention to read more and become more entertained from books than from going to gym. So your values and your habits needs to be in sync. And when it is in sync, habit formation is easy. We tend to believe what we hear ourselves say. So we have to tell ourselves this is right. We have to award ourselves. We have to appreciate ourselves. We have to reward for doing the right thing and punish for not doing the right thing. Our view of ourselves, our self-control abilities, our self-awareness, our mindfulness, that will influence everything that we think, everything that we do. And so our habits will take direction from these view of ourselves that we hold. Let us try to be better than what we were before. We were looking at Gretchen Rubin's Better Than Before as a part of the Personality Development and Self-Improvement series of videos. And this is Anil Kumar. Thanks for watching this video.